We have a long way to go with a lot of things in the world, but just looking at how far we came in 20 years is kind of amazing. Hey everybody, welcome back to my world where no matter how old you get, you never need to grow up, but you may need to change. As a matter of fact, you should change, and you should be open-minded enough to change your opinions, and over time, let the way you think about things evolve. What the heck does that have to do with Bratz? Well, I'm going to explain that to you. But first, I would like to show you, excuse me, I actually bought a shirt from Hot Topic. Actually, bought two shirts from Hot Topic. This one's really, really cool. I kind of loved the rainbow vibe because we're going into Pride Month. And right now, I don't know if it will still be when I post this video tomorrow, but right now on the Hot Topic site, all of the Bratz clothing is 30% off. The Bratz dolls sold the heck out. Like, they were gone in a day. But they will be coming to Target, they'll be coming to Walmart, and they will be coming to Amazon. So I would like to start by saying a huge thank you to MGA and Bratz for sending me all 4 of the 20th anniversary re-release Bratz dolls. I was absolutely blown away. I had hoped, to maybe get one. So getting all 4 of them was a really, really exciting gift, and they sent them to me for free, and I am so grateful for that, because I know that they're going to be very hard to find, because this is such an iconic moment, and so there's a few things I want to say to you. So many of you who've been around for a long time will remember that, 9-10 years ago, or maybe so in 2015 when they did the reboot. First of all, do you remember when Caden and I helped them launch the Create a Bratz line that was a partnership between Bratz and Target when they did the reboot? Do you remember Princess Pombles? She still resides very prominently in our home, in our curio cabinet. I want to talk today, as we're going to do 2 dolls in each video. I'm going to do 2 videos because I have a lot to talk about, and I also want to go over, the dolls in some detail for you, especially for collectors, and I'm going to ramble the whole time. And so if you don't like rambling where it's more me talking and less looking at the doll, go check out, I'm sure Froggy's going to do a great video. Claudina9 will absolutely rock it. So will the Doll Circle. There are just so many other much better doll reviewers and unboxers than I am. So please check them out. But what I want to say is, even just 2015, which is 6 years ago, my understanding of teenage girl fashion and sexuality and gender expression and a whole bunch of things was really different than it is now. So to give you a little background, while we take a look at the dolls in the box. So first of all, I'm doing these in the order that they're sitting on my desk. So this is Jade, and I was raised in a very, very strict household by a single mom and my grandma, and this is special 20th anniversary packaging, and I think it's really cool, because it's like the original packaging, but it's got this sort of gold, and it's fancy, it's special, and if I were a super collector, I would get one and keep them in the box. And this is Sasha in her box, and so I was sent to Catholic school. I did 12 years of Catholic school. I did an all-girls Catholic high school. And I was raised very, very conservatively and with some very, very strict, very old-fashioned ideas about what was appropriate as a woman, what was appropriate to wear, say, do, and it was very conservative, extremely conservative. And so that's what I grew up with, and that's kind of what I went out into the world with. And you're probably thinking, well, you must have rebelled. And I did a little bit, but I was more, it was more along the lines of a goth look. I don't even think we called it that then. But I was still, as far as clothing, always very modestly dressed. Everything was always covered. And I was very, very, very conservative about that. I also wasn't allowed to date. And I was theoretically allowed to date starting at the age of 16. But at that point, nobody asked me. A very nice boy that I was interested in did want to take me out, and his name was Joel. But I was 15, and my mother was having no part of it. So my way of dressing has always been super conservative. And the time period in my life where I branched out and tried to be a little, show a little more skin, be a little bit more, like leaning into that feminine, like sexual energy, which I didn't really feel, it went very badly for me. I don't want to get into anything that will trigger anyone, but it ended very badly. And basically the message to me from my family was, well, what did you expect? So that's how I grew up, okay? And I carried that. You carry that stuff into adulthood, And so now 20 years ago when, so this video we're going to open Chloe, who I always want to put an H in her name. I do it all the time. And we are going to open Sasha. And then we'll do Jade and Yasmin in the other video. So Chloe, her fashion passion is exotic animal prints and sparkly fabrics. Her friends call her Angel because that's what I am. So when the Bratz came out, I was 33. I was working. I was newly married. It wasn't really on my radar. Then I had a kid and I started scrapbooking. And I remember, so probably around 2004, 2005-ish, maybe even 2006-ish, talking to mom, being at a scrapbooking event and mom's talking about the Bratz dolls, and I had seen them in the store, and because I'm a Barbie person, so I had gotten Barbie dolls for Caden and some Disney princess dolls and some baby dolls. He had no interest in the baby dolls, which was a bummer because I was like totally into baby dolls as a kid. But I looked at the Bratz dolls. I kind of like was aware of what they were, but it was so interesting to me that there were moms that were like, we are a Bratz-free house. Our house is a Bratz-free zone. And they were very opinionated about why. And so it was interesting to me, and then going back and for this video researching, so here you go, there's Chloe in the box. Let's start getting Chloe out of the box. Now, this being an MGA doll, this is probably going to take the jaws of life. And it's all plastic, so I'm probably going to cut myself. But so it was interesting to me to kind of revisit those conversations, and then the conversations that, other moms were like, I have no problem with it. And so where Bratz came from what I understand from doing a little research, was that Bratz wasn't intended for the, the 5, 6, 7, year old group, who were, they had their Barbies and their Disney princesses. It was intended to, because what happened was, and what's sad is that kids stopped playing with dolls at a younger age than they used to. So around 9 or 10 years old, kids stopped playing with dolls. And of course, that's a problem for the doll industry. So, and why was that? Well, because, Barbies weren't cool anymore. Disney princesses weren't cool. I mean, we're talking, we're in the 21st century now, folks. We want something, that better reflects it. And tweens, especially tweens, those, 10, 11, 12 kids. Oh, that's so cool. That was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. They are very much about wanting to step away from being children. They are not little kids anymore. I mean, like, they must be the ones who invented the word tweens, because I remember that age period, and it was very much about, I am not a child. I am not a little kid. I am not a baby. So what MGA did, which was really, really historic, is that they, and this is an article. This is a quote from an article from Generation Next, and it says many doll companies were trying to win tweens back in the doll market because so many were distracted by CDs, TV, video games, and anything else but dolls. By the age of 10, many girls were beginning to feel they were too old for dolls. Most people felt girls, because only girls played with dolls apparently, in 2001, were growing up too fast, and companies suffered from that loss of tween consumers. So in an attempt to encourage tweens to play with dolls, many tried to make dolls that would appeal to an older crowd. The only dolls that were successful at this were the Bratz dolls. And that was because they went for it. They went full edge, hip-hop fashion, streetwear, exaggerated features and bodies. This was like nothing anybody had ever seen before. Now we're like, MGA keeps serving us these unique body types and these, just really over the top things that we're really, really loving. And then, of course, Mattel tried to do their thing. And you can watch Claudina's video to get the whole history of the Mycene Bratz lawsuits and all of that. I'm not going to get into that here today. So that's where Bratz came from. And so when I look at it like that, it makes a lot of sense to me. Also, I famously said in a 2015 video where it was the reboot sleepover dolls, and they were wearing crop tops, and one of them was wearing like a crop top and short shorts. And I was like, who the heck dresses like that for a sleepover in someone else's house where like that person's dad and brothers are going to be? And you guys ripped me a new one, deservedly. But see, that was the programming that was in my head. It was that a girl's body needs to be super covered because for some reason men cannot be responsible for themselves. Like, I don't even know what that was. Like, you should be able to wear whatever you're comfortable in, whatever you feel good in, whatever you feel you look good in. 53-year-old Melissa gets that. 40-something-year-old Melissa was still like, no, you shouldn't dress like that. That's inappropriate. You're just inviting trouble. Like, I get that now, how messed up that thinking is. But I didn't get that then. And that is from 2015, that's 6 years. So what I want you to understand is that people can change, and that also parents, it's okay to change. Okay, like sometimes I think parents feel like they draw a line in the sand. Free Bratz poster inside. Oh, there's a poster. Oh, here it is. So there's a free Bratz poster inside. Parents feel like once they make a ruling or a statement or voice an opinion on something, the girls with the passion for fashion. They feel like they can't like change their mind or tell their kids, I thought about it again, and I think maybe, I was in error, or you know what, I've thought about it again, and I think, like, it is okay for you to go to that party or that sleepover or that whatever or something. I just accidentally cut some of Chloe's hair. Okay. That was not good. It's just a little bit. So, I think sometimes parents feel like once they say something, like they're locked into that forever. And parents, that's not true. It's just not true. And if you're a new parent, I want you to know it's okay. It's okay. Now, if you have, if you happen to have a potentially an autistic child for whom a rule is a rule, it can be really hard to change your mind. They'll be like, but the rule. But yeah, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your opinion. People evolve. I'm getting warm, so I need to turn the air conditioner on. We evolve. And we grow and we change our minds. And so the way I look at Bratz now is so different. Like, looking back at the history and what MGA did back in 2001 is so freaking impressive to me. Because, like I said, they went for it. They didn't just give us, a slightly edgier Barbie. it's a whole different kind of doll. This is a whole different look right here. And this, and what's impressive to me is they didn't just embrace a completely different look with the exaggerated lips and the eye makeup and you know, the hip hop inspired street themed clothes and you know, like bare midriffs and all of that. They didn't just do that. They gave us diversity in the very first release. These 4 original dolls. Diversity. And at the time, although that, including an Asian doll, at the time, while that might seem like nowadays, well, it's like, yeah, we expect that, we want that, we demand that. In 2001, yeah, no, we were not very woke in 2001. So here is Chloe, fresh out of the box. These dolls not articulated at the elbows, and these are just, as far as I know, these are exactly the way the originals were. So snap knees, and the thing that, you know, made me crazy about Bratz and my scene is this, but it also makes the possibility to have really amazing, huge, funky shoes. And I do love that so much. I don't like, so I didn't have the original Bratz. It's funny because I think over time their makeup became more dramatic and exaggerated, but I can only imagine like how excited kids were to see these dolls on the shelf and with these amazing, look at this fashion. I mean, look at these jeans. Like, you know what? People would wear these today. This is all coming back, which is kind of funny 20 years later. I mean, look at these jeans. There's like sparkle. You've got this like the frayed stitching. You've got a bag that actually like opens and you can put stuff in it and it's not plastic. You know, the belt, you've got the bare midriff, but you know, the pants have that baggy look. She's got the headband, long straight blonde hair, which I did cut a chunk out of. I'm so sorry. But you know, she's the closest to Barbie coloration, you know, as the Bratz got. And I think that may have been part of the reason that people were a little, I'm a Bratz free house. They come with a brush and they come with an extra outfit. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do, so we'll probably end up, this will probably end up being a 3-video series, just because my videos are so long, and I know you people have lives. So what I'm going to do is the extra outfits, I will show them to you now, but I will put them on the dolls, and either put them at the end of a video, or I don't know, I'll do something, or there might just be another video where we just look at the extra outfits. I don't know. I make it up as I go along. I just love the big shoes. Love the big shoes. So yeah, it's been so interesting for me to look back on my own perceptions and opinions and how they have changed over the years about women and ownership of our bodies and, you know, our fashion choices and our sexuality and all of those things. It's like, wow, that's a change. So she comes with this really cool denim jacket, which matches her skirt. And as we've come to expect nowadays from MGA, we've got, these are not like painted on. These are little plastic buttons. So far, I have to say that the quality looks pretty good to me on this re-release. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything like wonky makeup or you know, anything amiss with the clothing. So I think these are going to be like $34.99. I think. Don't quote me on that. Here's her other boots. These are just amazing. And then they go with this skirt, this sort of cow print skirt, that goes with this bag and makes much more sense with the bag. So this is going to be a really cute outfit. So I am going to lay Miss Chloe to the side here. So we can open up Miss Sasha. So let me see. There were some other things I actually printed stuff at. So the 4 original girls are Chloe, Jade, Yasmin, and Sasha. Yasmin, trivia, was named after one of the designer's daughters, whose name was Jasmine. Isaac? So, Isaac Larion's daughter's name is Jasmine, apparently. And Yasmin is named after her. So this is Sasha. So... And, you know, Sasha had a main role. She wasn't just like, you know, let's throw a black character in there and make him a sidekick. No, she was one of the main 4. And I think that's, you know, again, it just, you know, when you think about, like, the way things were then, it's hard to say to yourself, wait, that was, like, a big deal? Yeah, it was. How sad is that? What else is coming? So later on... they're also going to release, supposedly, there's going to be a 20th anniversary collector deluxe doll, supposedly in Target's system. I got this from the Bratz Wiki. The Bratz Rock Angels. And so it might be that they're going to re-release that line. I vaguely remember that line when it came out. Probably because they were called Bratz Rock Angels, and, you know, me and Rock, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that might be why I remember that. What else is happening? There were also 4 boys, right? Was it 4 boys? How many boys were there? They released the Bratz Boys in 2002, and they were Cameron, Dylan, Ethan, and Kobe. Yeah, and they're dating the girls because, you know. Now, what do we think is going to happen with Bratz moving forward? So they were great champions of diversity. What are our chances of some inclusion in the new Bratz line? What are your thoughts on that? I know I would love to see that. I'm waiting for a really and truly canonically trans doll. A couple people have told me that maybe Lev from Rainbow... Lev? Is Lev from Rainbow High? OMG. I think it's OMG. Might be canonically trans, but I haven't had any confirmation of that. I mean, that would be really cool. You know, it'd be really cool at this point if we could do that, please. Please. So I'm getting Sasha out of her packaging so we can take a closer look at her. So I would love to hear from, you know, the people who are closer to my age. Like, were you like me? Were you weirded out by Bratz initially, and then, you know, like, realized that was not, you know, like why am I weirded out by this? And, you know, do you understand kind of that weird culture of, that I came from about, you know, I mean, there were good girls and there were bad girls. And in the way I was raised, girls that looked like Bratz would have been considered bad girls. That's how I was raised. And that is so flawed and, like, sick and messed up and every other kind of thing. And it's fascinating to me. And if I were raising a daughter, you know, I would think that, I would like to think that I would be, you know, just kind of like open to, hey, you know, whatever, you know, after a certain age, it's like whatever, you know, however you want to express your personage, you know, however, whatever that means, you know, just, you know, please, you know, try not to be completely naked, because you'll get arrested, but, you know, otherwise, you know, you do you. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. So this is Sasha. And she's got this cool beanie on. I think they all just have straight hair. I don't think any of them have But of course, in 2001, we were worshiping the flat iron, so that makes sense. And she's got this, you know, cool crop top, and then she's got on this very, very much hip hop inspired, like, it's like, is it jeans or is it a dress with pockets or a skirt? You know, pockets, it's wide, it's got the stitching, it has like, is it like a mini dress? Like, what is going on here? Really, really, really cool look with really awesome, chunky, gorgeous orange sneakers. These are so cool. And then she has a bag that's more, got like a little bit more of like an athletic feel to it, like more of like a gym bag look. And yeah, I mean, I think her face, it's so funny that these were so like when they came out, but looking at them now in 2021 and you're looking at the eye makeup and, you know, the lips and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's pretty tame. Interesting, right? It's very interesting. I love her extra outfit. I can't wait to see her in this. This is pretty cool. This is really, really cool. I remember Caden and I used to watch the Bratz movies, and I remember there was the one with the camp and the dance teacher. We watched that one a lot. More though, we watched the Bratz Babies movies. Remember the one with the potato aliens? I loved that movie. And then the one where they were super babies, like they were superheroes. I don't know if that was the same one as the potato aliens. I think that's the one with the potato aliens. And then the other one was the one with the singing competition at the mall. That one was really fun. And that's where we had the twins. And then I actually found, like, on eBay, oh gosh, maybe for Caden's like 10th birthday or something, I found there were dolls made of the twins from the Bratz Babies. I think it was the first Bratz Babies movie, right? The one where they go to the mall and they sing the two is better than one. Check the babies. They're always having fun. Something like that. You're like, oh my gosh. Yes, well, you know, when you're a mom, the songs get stuck in your head. So this is Sasha's other outfit, and it is really, really cool. I am digging it. This is going to look so good on her. And then these really cool shoes. I love this kind of like, you know, really sort of military green that these are. And that's the other thing, was that, you know, there's very little in the way of pink going on here with these two young ladies. And that was the point. The point was to appeal to those tweens, those older kids, and say, like, you know what, these are really freaking cool. And I think what happened also is that younger kids also were like, hey, these are really freaking cool, Mom, I want them. And then Bratz became a huge franchise. And I think that is so exciting. I cannot believe it's 20 years. I cannot believe it's 20 years. Thank you so much to MGA, again, for sending me these dolls for free. And you know, for trusting me to kind of share my story of how my opinions of Bratz have evolved over the years as I've evolved as a human being. And I am really excited to see what comes next from Bratz. And I just kind of love this world that we're living in right now, where you know, we're not labeling girls or females as bad or good based on what they're wearing and how they present themselves and their makeup. And it's just like, it's light years from the way I grew up. And I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing and very empowering. Yes, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go with a lot of things in the world, but just looking at how far we came in 20 years is kind of amazing. So thank you again so much to MGA for sending these to me for free. We're going to open Yasmin and Jade in another video, and we'll talk some more, and we'll talk about what might be coming in 2021. And I would love to get a conversation going in the comments about everything that I've talked about here, and how maybe some of you who are older, your views have changed over the years about like what's appropriate and not appropriate for a woman to wear or do or say, you know? I would love to have that conversation because I think it's pretty cool. Alrighty, guys, love you so much, and I will see you again real soon. Bye!